It was Simchat Torah of 1975, in September of 1975. The Israeli delegation used to come to the Rebbe every Simchat Torah. That year, they came together with a Jew by the name of Chaim Cohen. Chaim Cohen was a member of the Israeli Supreme Court, Shofet Bet HaMishpat HaElyon, and he had a bully pulpit. And he used that pulpit of an associate justice of the Supreme Court to attack everything that has to do with Yiddishkeit, against Shabbos and against Kashrus and against everything, against God and against everything. That was Chaim Cohen. And now he's here by the Rebbe. And the Rebbe receives him royally. The Gaboim didn't know what kind of Sefer Torah they should give him, a big one or a small one. He was an elderly man. And they were going to give him a small Sefer Torah. So the Rebbe says, no, he wants to carry the Torah, so give him a heavy Torah. He should feel the Torah. So here's an elderly man carrying a Sefer Torah that he feels what he's carrying. When he came back, everybody saw that Rebbe received him like this. And the Rebbe proved for the whole world, as many people said, to do this, to receive Chaim Cohen royally, only the Lubavitcher Rebbe can do. Because the Rebbe proved to the whole world that you do not judge a Jew. You never know. First of all, it's not important. In principle, that he is a Jew just like any other Jew. Now, the fact that he's not doing the right thing, that we have to work on. However, he is in importance just like any other Jew. Moreover, by working with him, not against him, with him, maybe he will change his ways. This is the story that was known to everyone. There's a part of the story that's not that well known. I heard it from a friend of Chaim Cohen. That afternoon, Chaim Cohen was sitting in a restaurant in Manhattan, and they were eating. And I cannot tell you that the meat that they were serving in that restaurant was exclusively Lubavitcher Shchita, a restaurant in Manhattan where Chaim Cohen and his friend ate. And during that meal, Chaim Cohen was looking at his watch, and his friend couldn't understand. Why is he looking at the watch? Chaim, why are you looking at your watch? Nothing. Once, again, a third time, a fourth time. He says, Chaim, what's the matter? You have to go someplace? Why are you looking at your watch? And Chaim Cohen says, yes, I have to go tonight to see the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And this friend almost fell off the chair. You are going to see the Lubavitcher Rebbe? Chaim Cohen is going to see the Lubavitcher Rebbe? And Chaim Cohen says, I am going to see the Lubavitcher Rebbe tonight. Then there was the story that he was by the Rebbe, by Hakafos. After that, he meets the same friend, and he says to him, listen, I want to tell you something. I am too old to change my ways, but I want to ask you for a personal favor. When my time comes, after 120 years, I want a kosher levaya, I want a kosher funeral, and a kosher kvura, and a kosher burial. And you should be in charge of that and responsible for that. And so it was. The newspapers, when it happened, didn't understand what happened here. Chaim Cohen, who was fighting his whole life against all matters of Yiddishkeit, now has a traditional funeral and a traditional burial. What they didn't know, that Chaim Cohen was by the Rebbe. And Chaim Cohen was by the Rebbe, and the Rebbe touched him. But he was too old to change his ways, at least not in an external way. But the Rebbe changed him, so that the last act, or the last matter that's going to happen with him in this world, Chaim Cohen wanted it to be kahalacha, in accordance with Jewish law. I heard a story from a friend of the friend of Chaim Cohen, that friend who Chaim Cohen appointed to do everything for him after 120 years. And the Rebbe proved for the whole world as to how you have to approach a Jew. God forbid not to judge anyone, even if it's someone that is Chaim Cohen. And according to some people, they wouldn't even want to deal with him. But we have to know that we have to deal with each and every single Jew and do whatever we can to bring that Jew closer to his original source.